So welcome back to our next lecture. In the last lecture, we have seen the third type of particle accelerator, that is cyclotron. So second cyclotron, second type of particle accelerator is works or depends on the principle of resonance. But we have also seen that this cyclotron has some drawbacks. That means one of the most important drawback is that with the help of cyclotron, we can accelerate the charged particle up to a limited value of energy. Secondly, in case of cyclotron, the electrons get accelerated in the gap, and the time of arrival of the gap and the time of changing the alternating cycle of the frequency oscillator, it should be matched, it should be resonance. And what happened due to the relativistic mass, when the mass of the particle increases, then velocity then get decreased, and as a result of it, frequency increases and ions will arrive in the gap somewhat late. That means they are lagging behind. And that's why many turns of the particles are such in which the particle does not get accelerated. And that's why in order to avoid this discrepancy, in order to avoid this drawback, another type of cyclotron is developed. That means this cyclotron, Lorentz cyclotron is there, but it is modified. And this modified form of cyclotron, it is called as the synchrocyclotron. So here today, we are going to see this type of cyclotron. So this is the synchrocyclotron. Can you see my desktop, please? Yeah, thank you. So synchrocyclotron is nothing but it is the modified form of the Lorentz cyclotron, and this consists of only 1D. In case of cyclotron, there were the 2Ds here. You can see here in the figure also. This here is instead of the 2D, there is only 1D is there. Even this you can see here. And this 1D, it is placed in the vacuum, and this vacuum chamber is between the poles of strong electromagnet. This strong electromagnet provide the necessary magnetic field to this charged particle, so that under the action of this magnetic field, this charged particle move in a circular path, isn't it? And that's why the instead of the second D here, the opposite, the opening of the D, there is a metal sheet. Now here second D is not present, but in place of second D, or instead of the second D, to the opposite of the opening of the D, there is a metal sheet connected to the earth, and the alternating potential is applied between the D and the metal sheet. Between the two, instead of between the two Ds, here the alternating potential difference is provided with the help of the frequency oscillator between the 1D and that metal plate. And this alternating potential, which is applied to the D, is made to rise and fall periodically, isn't it? And due to this one, instead of maintaining the constant, the periodic motion is given to this one, and therefore the frequency is changed in such a way or in such a rate that as the ion lags a little due to the increase in mass caused by the increase in velocity, the electric field frequency also automatically lags in variation. That means their drawback, जो डिफिकल्टी हमको वहां मिल रही थी साइक्लोट्रॉन में, कि आयन दे आर लैगिंग बिहाइंड ड्यू टू द इंक्रीज इन मास, इंक्रीज इन डिक्रीज इन वेलोसिटी, and increase in velocity, and frequency goes lagging behind. So that discrepancy or that drawback is removed here, and that's why the frequency is changed in such a rate that the ions lags a little due to increase in mass caused by the increase in velocity. The electric field frequency also automatically lags in variation. Hence, the particle always come into the gap or always enter the D, is enter the 1D at the correct moment when it can experience the maximum acceleration, isn't it? And the basic advantage of using the 1D instead of 2D, as in case of cyclotron, is that it leaves the sufficient space in the vacuum chamber for the electron source and the target. The pole pieces of the magnet are suitably shaped that the field decreases outward from the center, and this ensured the good focusing of the accelerated ion that we are required, and that drawback of the cyclotron is removed in case of cyclotron. Therefore, this cyclotron is called as the synchrocyclotron. It is also called as the modified form of the cyclotron, or it is also sometimes called as the frequency modulated cyclotron. Have you got it? Now let's go to the next type of particle, a particle accelerator. Now, betatron. From the name, it become clear. Betatron. That means this is the device. Betatron is nothing but it is the particle accelerator, or it is the device which to accelerate the electron, beta particles, to very high energy. It was constructed in 1941 by the scientist D.W. Kirst. The action of this device is depend on the principle of transformer. Now, what is the basic difference between the previous last three particle accelerator which we have seen and this particle accelerator? The difference is that so far we have seen the three particle accelerator: linear resonance accelerator, cyclotron, synchrocyclotron. All these three accelerators works on the principle of resonance, while this particle accelerator, which is termed as a betatron, it works on the principle of transformer. So such type of question may be asked as MCQs, that the cyclotron, the particle accelerator works on the principle of transformer is linear resonance accelerator, cyclotron, synchrocyclotron, betatron. Or by twisting the question, it may be asked in the examination. Now let's see the construction. It consists of the dwarf nut shaped vacuum, जस्ट लाइक सुपारी कैसी होती है हमारी, उसको सुपारी को अगर फोड़ के अगर आधा कर दिया जाए तो उसके अंदर का हिस्सा किस तरह से नजर आता. तो सच टाइप ऑफ ड्रफ नट shaped vacuum chamber is placed between the pole pieces of strong electromagnet to apply the magnetic field, of course. This electromagnet is energized by the alternating current. That means in addition to the magnetic field, to energize our electromagnet, the alternating current is also given. The magnet produces the strong magnetic field, as you know, within the dwarf nut, and the electrons are produced in the electron gun are allowed to move in a circular orbit of the constant radius in the vacuum chamber. The magnetic field varies very slowly compared with the frequency of revolution of the electron in the equilibrium orbit. Now you can see here, these red lines which I have shown here, this is nothing but it is the induction of the magnetic field, or in other words, you may call this as the magnetic lines of force, or this magnetic field is responsible to make the ions, to make the electrons particularly to move in a circular orbit, isn't it? And the varying magnetic field, which is acting parallel to the axis of this vacuum tube, produce the two effects on the electron. That means this magnetic field, which is acting parallel to the vacuum tube, it acts in the two way, or it produces the two effects on the electron. First effect is that the changing flux of the electromagnetic field, or the changing flux due to the electromagnet, produce the electromotive force. That means EMF is generated here, and this EMF generated is responsible for the acceleration of the electron, because we know the electrons get accelerated in the electric field, and therefore here, as the magnetic field is changing, or flux of the electromagnets are changing, this changing or this varying flux of the electromagnet produce the or induce the EMF, electromotive force, and this electromotive force which is generated due to the varying of this flux is responsible for the acceleration of the electron. The field of the magnet serves at the same time. Second one, this field of the magnet which acts as or serves at the same time to bend the electrons in the circular path. We are not doing it. And due to circular motion in the chamber, they confine to them in the region of the changing flux. So with this one, we will stop here today. Remaining thing, now up till now we have seen the construction of the betatron and somewhat functioning of this one. Now how the mathematically this acceleration of the charged particle takes place, we will see in the next period. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice time. Thank you.